Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to help you be able to put together your combined percussion kit. You'll notice that all the items are neatly compacted into a case that's on wheels. It also has an adjustable handle, therefore easily transportable back and forth from school. Very similar to luggage. Now, keep in mind, as we remove each item from this case, there's special compartments that house each of the components that we're taking out. At the very top, there's a circular portion, zippered compartment, and this is home to the snare drum and our silencer pad. As we move further down in the case, we flip open the top portion, and here we have a tunable practice pad, which is great for silent practicing. One compartment houses the bass stand. One compartment houses the snare drum stand. And another compartment houses the upper bell stand. There's also compartments for your sticks and mallets. And at the very bottom of the outfit, we have the set of bells. Seems a little confusing, but over time, I'm sure you'll be able to get the hang of it. We'll start today with the bass stand. There are two wing nuts located. There's an upper wing nut and a lower wing nut. By loosening that lower wing nut just a bit, we'll be able to spread out the bass into a tripod or triangle. We tighten the lower wing nut. And then we have the upper bell stand, which has one wing nut here. And if we adjust it to the flat position, you'll be set to go. Please note that on one side there's a narrower section, on the other side is a wider section. That'll be important when placing the bells on. Now, we'll slip the upper portion into the base of the stand, and we'll tighten the wing nut up. Now, you may be asking yourself right now, how high should this go? Ideally, when everything's all set and ready, it should be about waist high. Now, I mentioned that the top portion of the stand has a wider and narrower section. The bells have a narrower section and a wider section. The orientation, very simple. Narrow to narrow, wide to wide. And it just sits on the top of the stand like so. Very simple. Removing the bells just by lifting off. Tunable practice pad. It's a great way to practice quietly. On the bottom of the pad, you'll notice that there's a threaded hole, and on the top of the stand, there's a threaded screw. We set the pad on top of that screw. We turn it clockwise, spin it all the way down, and now you've got some great, quiet, silent practicing. Now, the snare drum uses an entirely different upper basket, and the basket itself has three arms on it with these rubber claws, if you will. Again, dropping the tube into the base of the stand and tightening that wing nut, we're ready for the snare drum. Now, the snare drum itself has a thick mylar plastic drum head on the top and a very thin mylar plastic drum head on the bottom. Very important that we take care of the bottom head. On the outside of the drum, we have what's known as a throw-off or strainer. The drum can be played in a tom-tom mode, or if we put the strainer on, we can have that snare drum sound. When placing the snare drum on the stand, making sure that it's on the inside of those rubber claws. There's a knob down at the bottom that if we turn it clockwise, will allow those claws to grab a hold of the bottom rim of the drum. Lastly, we do have a drum pad that can go on top of the snare drum making that snare drum sound a little bit quieter. That may help you out in the long run. Hopefully this video has been helpful. I wish you all the very, very best of luck.